moving on to the B League, we have two players who are injured. Juan Gomez Del Llano only played 3 minutes in his debut with the Tokyo Z Earth Friends. But he eventually played more minutes during the second game. He scored 10 points. And then Bobby Ray Parks, I think, has a muscle strain.
Yep.
And then the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins has yet to say if when he will be playing again.
Yeah. Medyo praning kasi ako sa B League the way what they did to 30 last year and Kiefer nung first game. Medyo praning ako dun sa ano ba talaga gusto niyo sa mga Pinoy natin. Sobrang ang galing ng mga yan. Like honestly.
Kaya nga di ko rin gets.
So hindi ko gets. But so medyo napraning ako ng first game ni Juan kung bakit 3 minutes lang siya. But I found out that he's coming off of an injury or injured siya. May minor injury siya. So we wish the best for Juan as well as Ray Parks. Hopefully they get healthy. They can hoop the same as Javi is in quarantine, I believe. So makakalaro na yung mga yan. But yeah, yun lang naman yung yung dalawa. Sana nakalaro na sila, of course, para mapakita na nila yung kaya nilang gawin sa B League.
Yes,
the way
sir.
Kobe, Kiefer, 30 has done, diba? So
speaking of Kobe scored 25 points in his debut, although they lost that game, but bumawi naman sila the next game. Although he cooled down, but he made baskets when it mattered the most. Mikey, what can you say about Kobe's you can say rousing debut?
Yeah, this is what I was
saying. He
saying.
said that he wasn't pleased with those 25 points.
Honestly, I like that mentality because at the end of the day, you could have done more, especially in the second half. He had...
Oh, but still, yeah. Kasi he had 20 points in the first half.
Okay.
But he had 5 just in the second half. So he was defended well.
Yeah, I mean this in the nicest way. That's a great sign for Kobe. Na, 20 ako ng first half, pero talo pa rin tayo. So I gotta do more. Kahit nga 50 na yung score niya. I have respect for hoopers who do that. Yung parang kunyari 50 na yung skinor mo pero talo pa rin kayo. I could have done more. Kasi it's the truth, man. Straight up. Like, it doesn't matter. You lost.
What matters is the win.
Yeah. So, I understand where Kobe is coming from and I respect that a lot. But here's the thing. People have been telling me or people have been saying na, grabe naman, I don't think Kobe's good. That's the worst. That's the farthest from the truth.
Mga ulul.
Diba? Magaling yung bata. What I'm trying to say is, he will not reach his full potential if he doesn't get skilled. Diba? And we saw it. Like, ito yung sinasabi ko the last time we talked about Kobe. He had a 2-year hiatus. The last time we saw him was not in the UAAP pala. We saw him in his short Gila stint in 2019. Yes. And he wasn't like this. But at least from what I remember, first game niya man.
He was playing a lot of 4 back then. And puro mga from the flash middle.
And like, this is yung first game niya, pinanood natin, step back jumper niya was on point. I don't care kung banda yung 3 points niya, but this is what I was saying. Tumitira ng 3. Tumitira. Kumbaga, give yourself a chance to make the shot. So, even if banda yun, 3 points pa din yun.
Pasok pa rin naman eh.
Tsaka mukha siyang mas comfortable sa mga galaw niya.
He looks very confident.
Niya. Ito yung sinasabi kong he's on that 30 Ravenna route. He's on his way to a more polished, smoother game. The same way 30 is now, diba? So I give a lot of props to Kobe for working on that. It's not over, it's just the start. Ito yung scary doon eh. Alam ko that he knows he needs to get better individually, skill-wise. Kaya kita mo, nagpa-practice siya, pinapagaling niya yung sarili niya. So it's gonna be scary once Kobe really reaches that point na talagang skillful na siya. Sobrang comfortable na niya sa mga dribbling moves niya, sa mga step back niya, sa mga half spin fade away niya. Kasi kaya niya eh. Freak athlete, man. He can handle the ball anytime he wants kasi magaan sa kanya yung bola the same way when you look at 30, parang kayang-kaya niya yung bola. So, pareho sila, man. They're athletes that are trying to make their way to the hooper side of things. Diba? And 30 is a little bit earlier there kasi last year pa naman talaga si 30 nasa B-League. So, ngayon, I believe Kobe's on that. So, astounding debut for Kobe Paras.
I mean, diba, you can't teach athleticism. And speaking of 30 and Kobe, they will be the ones who will fight it out next weekend. Homestad naman ngayon ng San and Neo Phoenix this time. So that will be a treat to watch Kobe versus 30. I mean, 30 has been looking to look more comfortable already in his role with San and it will be a joy to watch him go against Kobe.
Yeah. Okay. So We saw, I believe everybody saw naman the Kobe game, or at least highlights. We posted the highlights. And then you saw the 30 Ravenna versus Kiefer game, both games. Diba? We also posted highlights on our Instagram page. Hopefully you can follow that. But okay, I want to talk about, now that we're moving to the Kiefer 30 thing. Wag na muna natin pag-usapan yung game. Kasi napanood naman na natin, alam naman na natin na hindi siya ginamit ng point guard nung umpisa, kaya ganun. Diba? So, I'm gonna talk about this because this is what I was passionate about the other day sa stories ko sa Instagram ko. Imports. People don't understand. Pag import ka, guys, ito, ano ba ang most basic explanation ng import? In-import ka. Kinuha ka from a different country. Now, we're talking about not just basketball imports. Like, may mga import ng iba-ibang industriya. Di ba? May import nga ng ng kahit blue-collar workers eh.
Oh.
Di ba? Ini-import yung mga yan. Kasi, di ba, mga nurse, magaling yung mga nurse na Pinoy eh. Kasi sobrang hospitable natin eh. Sobrang maalaga. So, kuha tayo ng mga nurse na Pinoy. Import. You get from another country. Guys, kahit canned goods ini-import, kahit pagkain ini-import. Ano yung ibig sabihin nun? Wala kami nun dito, so mag-i-import kami from another country. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng import. So, let's go back to basketball. When you import from another country, it's because you don't have that same person or same player or yung ma-offer ng player na yon, hindi ka makahanap nun dito sa Pilipinas or sa ibang bansa. Kaya ka i-import. Di ba? So, don't go come at me with hindi dapat tayo entitled na dapat na dapat 30 or Kiefer is the star. No. Guys, kaya sila in-import is because wala silang Kiefer Ravenna doon. People have to understand this about the B-Liga. Okay, and this is not hate on the B-League. This is just facts. The B-League is import-dominated. The reason why it is import-dominated, the same way as ABL was a few years back. ABL had 4 imports din ata. 4. 3 world. Which is the same, right? Which is same. 3 world and 1 heritage. So ganun yung sa B-League, di ba? 3 world and 1 Asian.
Yes.
Okay? Now, people have to understand this. The reason why they did that was because they wanted the competition to get higher. Imagine kung walang import sa B-League, kung gaano ka, sorry for the word, kung gaano ka banudon. Imagine niyo yung I'm so no, this is not hate This is not hate, this is just facts. Di ba dami nating galit doon sa locals? Na parang ano ba naman itong local na dribble ng dribble? Di ba? Imagine niyo na kung walang import yung B-League. Mahina yung competition dun, guys. What makes it strong and what makes it fun are the imports. So ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na kaya in-import yung mga Pinoy dun or yung mga kano or yung mga imports sa ibang bansa is because wala kaming ganyan. Gusto namin umakyat yung level of competition. Kunin natin si Kiefer Ravenna, magaling daw sa Pilipinas yan eh. 'Di ba? So when I'm frustrated about how they're treating imports or the minutes that the imports are getting, or maybe not just the minutes, yung usage, the way they used him in the game, the way Kiefer was standing in the corner, like, you do not pay. Ito pa, if you're getting an import, you're gonna pay 3 times more. That's just facts. 3 times more. Papa-import
so, bakit di mo gamitin, di ba?
Oo, ba't mo hindi gagamitin? Ito yung most basic thing also. Yung pinakamalaking bayad, yan yung pinaka-dapat na ginagamit mo.
Mismo.
Kasi yan that's just, di ba?
That's common sense.
That's common sense. Ano ba yung lagi natin sinasabi? Like say nung si Gilbert Arenas, hanggang ngayon binabayaran pa rin siya, di ba?
Yeah.
Sino naloko doon? Di ba yung team? Di ba they always call it a heist by the player? Like Kevin Garnett is still paid right now, Joakim Noah. So, if you're a team and you're gonna pay someone that big and let's say
not use him
and intentionally not use him, like you have the power or the choice to use him or not, the way Kiefer, you can use Kiefer. Iba pag injured eh. Pag na-injure siya sa buong kontrata niya, kawawa ka as a team pero wala kang magagawa kasi wala eh. You committed to that player, na-injure siya or nagkaroon ng situation na hindi siya nakalaro. Pero kung hindi mo gagamitin, like on purpose, hindi naman on purpose, pero like, do you get what I'm saying? Na parang, you need to understand people that imports, right away when they come in, sila dapat talaga yung player. Sila yung gagamitin. The team is a perfect fit for them. You import players that you need. Because why will I pay times 3 or 3 times the regular salary for something that I don't need? Like, drastically need. Diba? So ito yung sinasabi ko. Someone told me na parang, bakit pag nagdala dito ng Asian import? Exactly. Bakit hindi ito sasabihin ko ulit to. I said this in my story. Bakit hindi pumatok yung Asian import sa PBA?
Because it's the same.
Oh, it's the same. Or
our Filipino players offer the same kind of play.
Kumbaga,
genetics-wise, halos pareho lang.
Mas magaling pa nga tayo.
Yun na nga. Skill-wise, we're even better.
So, what's the point? Diba? What's the point? Ito yung nangyari dyan. Dati sa PBA, I believe 2 world imports and then 1 Asian. Yung world import, given yun. Kailangan natin yun. Kasi, yun nga exactly, may Justin Brownlee ba tayo dito? Wala. Meron ba tayong Allen Durham? Wala. Meron ba tayong Terrence Jones? Wala. Kaya natin sila ini-import kasi wala tayong ganun eh. So, import tayo ng ganun. O ngayon, baliktarin mo. Meron ba tayong magagaling na point guard dito? Ba tayo kukuha sa ibang bansa? Meron tayong magagaling na point guard dito eh. Diba? So,
exactly.
That in itself, when you compare the B-League and the PBA, don't tell me mas mataas competition sa B-League. No! The only reason bakit tumaas yung competition sa B-League is because kumuha sila ng import. Ngayon, you guys have to understand, or people, at least the listeners of the show or of this podcast, you have to understand na when I'm frustrated, kung bakit hindi ginagamit yung player na yon the way he should be used, like na-frustrate ako, napraning ako, ba't di ginagamit si Juan, Kiefer 30, di ba? Pag na-frustrate ako ng ganun, it's because, man, nagkagulo yung buong Pilipinas. Pinapunta nyo dyan yung bata. Tapos hindi nyo gagamitin the way you should. Diba? That's just bullshit to me. Honestly, that's just bullshit to me. Diba? Because, sige, at the end of the day kasi, kumikita pa rin naman si 30. Kahit umupo sila dyan, kumikita sila. That's good. That's technically good. But, really, is that really what we want?
Diba? I mean, the reason why they went there is because they want to play. It's not just really just because of the money. I mean, okay, given na yun eh. Given na yun na mas malaki yung sweldo nila. Pero they went there to play, to develop their careers, to develop their games.
Exactly. So, sobrang na-frustrate lang ako when number 1, Kiefer came off the bench. Pero, sige palusutin natin. Baka may point guard doon na gusto nilang gamitin muna na local. Diba? Gamitin muna natin bago kay Kiefer Ravena. Pero sige, he came off the bench. Kiefer is mature. Kiefer is a pro. But when he stood in the corner for the first 5 possessions, doon ako minute.
Pure bullshit.
Doon ako parang, you're gonna pay someone 3 times the regular salary or 4 or 5 times pa nga. I don't know, diba? And you're gonna make him stand in the corner. And don't get me wrong, wag yung sabihin Klay Thompson or Marshall Lassiter.
Hindi siya ganun eh.
Because Klay Thompson, Marshall Lassiter, they stand in the corner for a reason. They have a Kabagnot. They have a Steph Curry. They don't have a fucking good point guard in that team but Kiefer. So, why will you make him stand in the corner? Or Marshall and Kiefer. Or, ito okay pa sa akin yung dinos si Kiefer. Fine, dos mo si Kiefer. Pero make him come off fucking screens, man.
Yeah, don't make him stand in the corner
Don't make him stand. Because when you make a player stand in the corner, it means trabaho nung ball handler to set them up. Hindi nga magaling yung ball handler. So, if anything, if you want to make Kiefer your 2 guard, then make him come off staggered screens. Para mas madali dun sa point guard na bibigay lang niya.
For him.
Bibigay lang niya kay Kiefer. Paglabas ng staggered, bibigay niya. Ngayon, parang binigay mo kay player, kay point guard, yung responsibility, paano mo papaganahin si Kiefer? Paano hindi nga niya ma-setup eh. Diba? So, but at the end of the day, I commend the quick adjustment by the coaches. I don't know sino bumulong kay Coach Torres, but I commend them in the second half. They gave Kiefer the ball. Kiefer I didn't watch the game yesterday, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because I was watching the Magnolia game. But Kiefer had 20.7 rebounds. So I feel like nag-adjust naman na sila.
But I still think they should have played Kiefer more on the ball yesterday.
Oh, you watched ba?
I watched the game. I was watching that game while I was watching the Magnolia game.
So hindi pa din?
Pare, it was, diba, the first game, they adjusted in the second half. They gave him the ball as in,
hindi ganun
primarily siya na talaga yung point guard. Hindi. Yesterday, they didn't even start him. He came off the bench and then they played him a lot off the ball pa rin. And it was still fantastic that he scored 20 points, but I still think that they could have played him more on the ball.
Yeah. So Kiefer's not gonna complain because Kiefer's a pro.
He won't.
30 won't complain. Actually, si 30 last year, ka-text ko yan eh. But he's not gonna say anything in public. No, he's not. But I will be the one. I'm frustrated with how they're used. Like the Phenom. This is the Phenom. Man. Iba yung respeto ko kay 30. Si 30 okay na eh kasi nagbago na eh. Coming from last season, this is better. Last season, talagang inuupo siya fourth quarter, third. Ito, nag-ano siya eh. Dagger 3 pa nga siya kahapon eh. So, parang okay na yung kay 30.
Okay na yung kay 30. Babad siya eh.
Yung kay Kobe nga, okay pa eh. 33 minutes siya ng first game niya eh. Kahapon, I'm sure madami na naman nilaro si Kobe. Starter. Okay yun. I'm fine with that. And that's how it's supposed to be when you're an import. Diba? The day that
Kobe made the big shots down the stretch.
Exactly. Si Kiefer, man. And Kiefer's the one na parang feeling ko mas pinaka-established sa lahat ng to. Like, come on. If you're getting him, I'm sure you know the pedigree of the player you're getting. Kiefer Ravena is maybe the most popular Filipino hooper in the world. Maybe.
He is the first ever Filipino player to be signed by the Jordan brand.
Exactly. And that is unheard of, honestly. Like, no one thought na may Pinoy na Jordan brand, nakahanay ni na West
Jordan brand.
Okay lang yung Nike Philippines, normal pa yun.
Hindi yung Nike Philippines, Jordan brand talaga.
I'm sure you know the pedigree of who you're getting. I feel like he is the most popular in the world. We're talking about the world, maybe here, mas maraming followers si Richie, mas maraming followers si Kobe. But when you're talking about in the world on an international scale, on an international stage, FIBA and all that, Kiefer is the most popular. If not Kiefer, maybe Jimmy. Pero Kiefer pa din kasi Kiefer's part of the modern era, yung social media era. Si Jimmy kasi medyo dito na, umpisa siya dito. So, I feel like Kiefer. So, you, at least siguro naman alam mo, di ba? Or you watch the tapes na parang, Kiefer is ang galing. Ba't di ba pag nanood ka ng tape, parang, ang galing ni Kiefer na point guard, Hindi mo ba isipin gamitin natin point? So, sorry, but my frustrations about this is crazy because, I'll be honest, Here's the thing. I'm not on the same level as Kiefer or any of these imports, but I was also an import for Thailand. I was an import for Singapore. Binangko nila ako doon. Like, I'm not even kidding. Binangko nila ako doon. First game pa lang bangko na ako. Second game, pinasok ako third quarter na. Third game, second quarter. Like, it was tough. So, I'm gonna just let y'all know na nung nakaupo ako sa bench doon, binabayaran nila ako ng times 2, times 3 the regular salary. But at the end of the day, I was like, wait lang medyo, ba't niyo ako pinapunta dito kung hindi niyo naman ako kailangan? Ba't niyo ako binabayaran ng ganito kalaki kung hindi niyo rin naman ako gagamitin? You can look at it as a good thing kung heist ka, kung magnanakaw ka, na tipong, at least binabayaran niyo, wala akong ginagawa. But at the end of the day, I went there to play. And the only reason why I was called na, punta ka dito, import ka dito, is because I thought you needed a point guard. Tapos hindi nyo rin naman pala ako gagamitin. So what's the point? So kaya siguro medyo... So times 10 yung bullshit ko. Kasi noon, sino ba naman ako? Diba? Pero ngayon parang Pero ba yan itong pinag-uusapan?
That is a clear misuse of funds.
Uy, so wag niyo na akong wag kayo magulat kung frustrated ako kasi that's how I look at imports. Parang ligang labas yan eh. Naging import din ako sa ligang labas. Like a friend would call me, "Uy, kailangan namin ng reinforcement. Kailangan namin ng import. May laro kami sa ganyan. Punta ka." I've been called on like an hour before the game and I go there. When I go there, starting 5 ako. Wala akong pakialam kung di ko kilala yung mga teammate ko. Wala akong pakialam kung tira ako ng tira. In-import nyo nga ako, binabayaran nyo ako eh. Ganun ang tingin ko sa import eh. So, hoopers know na import ka, whether kahit anong level yan. Basta import ka, ibig sabihin, kinuha ka namin kasi wala kaming ganito. Ganun yun. So, pagbigyan nyo ako kung frustrated talaga. I was hoping na nag-adjust sila kahapon based on the first game, but sabi mo nga hindi. So, we'll see. Well, moving forward, 60 games. So, Hopefully
Yeah, it's a
magbago.
60-game season.
Hopefully
You know, I just feel like to give Coach Torres a little bit of benefit of the doubt, I just feel like he's just trying to employ much more a team basketball time of concept. Kasi they're running plays na nothing in particular for anybody.
So,
I don't know.
alam mo nang import dominated yung liga mo eh. Yan yung mga type of league na sasabihin mo dun sa imports mo, galingan ninyo. Import dominated kay. Diba? Imports lahat. Man, it's an import-dominated league. So, that's the difference between that. Na kaya sila kumuha ng imports kasi yung competition nila hindi maganda. At the end of the day, real talk lang. Keep it 100 with you. Hindi mag-i-import ng 4 na player yan kung magagaling yung local nila. Dito, kaya hindi tayo naggaganon kasi magagaling yung mga local natin. Diba?
Mismo.
Masaya yung basketball dito kahit all Filipino. Kung all Japanese, hindi magiging masaya panoorin yun. Dito masaya kahit all Filipino eh. So kaya sila nag-import doon. So everyone please understand kung bakit ganun yung ano sa import.
Okay. Again, try nyo manood ng all Japanese. Tingnan natin kung masaya kayo manood.
Exactly. So kaya ako frustrated. Anyway,